Welcome everyone to another yoga session. We'll be doing a light flexibility yoga today to get us feeling good. Or maybe you can do this before an activity you have coming up, a bike ride, a run you have coming up, or a hike maybe even, to get your body a little bit active beforehand. Your eyes are not mistaken. I am wearing my Eagles gear. We just won the Super Bowl, so I gotta represent. So get yourself into something comfortable, maybe your favorite team as well, and let's get started. We're gonna come down to all fours to start for some cat and cow. So we're gonna inhale in, drop our back, and raise our chest to the sky. And then reverse that and send our lower back up. And we'll just keep doing this with the rhythm of your breath as you inhale and you exhale. So go as fast or as slow as you want here as we get started. Let's just do a couple more. Good. Now come back to neutral and standing on all fours. We're going to raise our left hand and our chest up to the sky. And then we're going to come through underneath our right arm and then come back up. Back up to the sky and then thread it through under the right arm again. And then one more time. And then we'll hold it here at the bottom. And then slowly lower your head and your ear to the ground. And really feel this stretch down your left side. Back up. Same thing on the right side. We'll raise our right arm and our chest to the sky, and then we'll thread it through underneath our left arm, and then come back up. Keeping slow, steady breaths as we go here. Thread it through again. And back up. And then last time, we'll hold it here at the bottom as we get through, and then slowly lower your right ear to the ground. Keeping those slow, steady breaths as you feel the stretch through your right shoulder and down your right side. Perfect, we'll come back up. And staying on all fours, we'll do some hip circles. Get us moving a little bit more. So we'll start going one way, just making some small circles. You might feel your hips or your knees start to pop here. That is totally normal. And then slowly get the circle a little bit bigger. Maybe slowing down wherever you can really feels good for you. And then reverse the circle. Good. Now staying on all fours, we're just going to bring our chest forward a little bit, as if we're going to do a push-up with our knees on the ground, and then slowly lower down. push ourselves up into a little cobra as we inhale in and then drop back down. Inhale again, raise our chest to the sky and back down. And then one last time, and maybe go a little bit higher this time if you can. Keeping that chest raised to the sky. And then we'll push ourselves back straight into wide legs child's pose. So as we come back, we widen our knees and then push ourselves back. And then slowly lower your chest and then your head to the ground. And don't push yourself back any farther than you already are. Just let your hips slowly fall back towards your feet. Big inhales and big exhales. Slowly push ourselves back up. Don't want to come too fast out of this position, as it's a pretty big hip opener. I feel like I could stay in that position for hours. It was one of my favorite positions to do. Now on all fours, we're going to curl our toes under and push ourselves up into downward dog. And just pedal out your feet, nice and slow. Maybe your feet are already, or your heels are already touching the ground. Maybe they're nowhere near the ground right now. Either one is fine. We'll slowly get them farther and farther to the ground. And then push your chest back towards your knees. Really feel your calves firing. And then we're going to raise our right leg up to the sky. And then bend it over your left leg, so that your right hip's on top of your left hip. And then we're going to slowly do leg circles with our right leg. One direction, and then the other direction, and really get this hip opening. Good. Come back to center, and then bring your right leg forward. And keep that left leg back up just for a little bit. And we're going to use our right hand to put it on the outside of our right knee and just to help ourselves push up towards the sky, raising our chest, looking over our right knee. Come back to neutral and then slowly drop your left knee down. We're going to take our hands and move them into the inside of our right foot here. And just slowly lean into this and then come back to neutral. And then lean into it a little bit more, really feeling it on the inside of our hip. It's kind of like you're making circles with this as well. Good, and now we'll just hold it here. Using those hands to support you. And then to add a little bit of more, if you want to, you can roll your right foot onto the outside of your right foot. And then lean into that even more. If you're able to, you can go all the way down to the ground with your elbows hips here. Good. Come back up. And then we're going to turn and use our left leg as an anchor here and keep our right leg exactly how it was. And then slowly, once again, we're going to slowly ease into one of these positions by going forward and then coming back. This is kind of like we're in Warrior 1 pose here, Warrior 2 pose, sorry, but we're just on the ground instead. And then once again, lean forward, still feeling this on the inside of our hips here. And then a third time again, leaning forward, and then we'll hold it here. Our right hand or our right arm on the inside of our right knee to help push it out a little bit more. And then come back up and take that right leg and just straighten it out. And then slowly, just like we did in child's pose, just sit back into your right hip here. If you want to, you can raise your foot to the sky, and then that will help you sink down a little bit farther into this stretch if you're able to do that right now. Good, and come back up. And then we'll come up onto our foot on the left side here, keeping our right leg out. In that same position, we're sitting down into this even more, and then push yourself slowly up, and then come down on the left leg. Good. Don't need to sink down all the way right now if you don't feel like it. And we'll just keep going back and forth on each side just to get the hips moving a little bit more. Slowly coming back up and then slowly sinking down. Good. Coming back up, we'll bring ourselves back to all fours again. Our neutral position so that we can get back into downward dog from here. So we'll curl our toes under, push our legs back, pedal out your feet again a little bit. Maybe they're getting a little bit closer to the ground. Pushing your chest back towards your knees. Always imagine pushing your chest back towards your knees in downward dog. And then we'll raise our left leg up. And then we'll bend it over our right leg so that our hips are on top of each other. And we'll make those circles again. However big or however small those circles are for you. In one direction and then the other direction. Good. And then bring that left leg, the left foot to the top of the mat. Keeping the right leg up for now. Taking our left hand to the outside of our left knee to use it to help push our chest to the sky. Good. Come back to center and drop that knee down. And then once again, our hands will go on the inside of our left leg. And we'll just slowly push forward and then come back and then push forward again and then come back and then lean into it again. Good. And then sitting in this. And again, if you want to, you can curl onto the outside of your left foot. If you want to bring it out a little bit farther, make it easier, and onto the outside of your left foot. And then that should help you sink down
even farther into this stretch. Maintaining steady breaths as we come in and out of poses and as we get our body moving more. Good. And we're going to come back up. And we're going to anchor with our right leg. So again, like in that sitting warrior two pose. And then with our leg, our left leg out in the 90-degree angle, slowly ease into a little lean forward and back and forward again and back. And then the third time, we're going to sit in it and then use our left hand, just put it on the outside of our left knee, just to give it a little bit more of a push, just to open up a little bit more. Good. Straighten our left leg out. And once again, just like in the child's pose, we're going to sit back and just let our hips fall towards the mat. Lift your foot up to the sky. And then you can probably even sit back farther into this. Also getting a good stretch in your calf and your shin on the leg that's supporting you here. Good, come back up and then push up onto your right foot. And then again, we're gonna sit into it and slowly push ourselves back up and then down to the other side. And slowly back up, down again, and back up, and down again. And then we'll come back. And this time as we come up, we're going to come up and not come back down. We're going to stay up and just go right into this forward fold here. So our chest is already flopped over. We're just letting our body fall to the ground here. Just going straight into that nice hip opener and then right into our hamstrings, which are now loose as well. And just letting our body fold forward and then slowly walk your hands out. Slowly walk your hands back in. And then from here, we will turn our right foot forward. Now going into our actual warrior pose with our arms out wide and leaning forward towards our right foot. And then we're going to drop our left hand and lean back to reverse that stretch. And then coming back, we're going to drop our right elbow onto our right knee, and we're going to bring our left arm over our head Imagine that you're pushing back, that you're leaning against a wall here, so you're not flopping forward. You're leaning back against a wall and that shoulder is flat against that wall, imagine, and then it's coming over your head. Good. Then we'll just do that on our left side. So we'll bring our right foot facing forward again. Our left foot turns the opposite way. And then we'll arms out wide and lean into your left foot. And then drop our right hand and reverse it. And then drop your left arm, left elbow down to your left knee. That right arm is going back and then over top of our head. Good. Come back up. Bring our feet to hip width distance apart. And we're going to take one big inhale,
Raising our chest and head to the sky. And then fold forward into ragdoll pose.
grabbing your elbows and just slowly swaying side to side. Come halfway up to a flat back, and then all the way up, straight into one more inhale.
Slow exhale, hands to our chest. And then just some slow breaths here as we end the practice, slowly lowering your heart rate back. One last big inhale, and in, and out through your mouth. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you feel better now. Go Birds, and I will see you next time.